Good morning, Mr. Weber, Mr. White, Father Philip, Emma Lisa, Mr. Edgar, staff, parents, and my fellow Guildfordians. When I started here at Guildford Grammar, I didn't expect to be standing on this stage, reading everyone my speech. Now that I am here, I have a chance to thank all my teachers. Like when I was in kindergarten with Mrs. DeYoung, she told us that we have to make some friends so we have someone to play with. Some of my friends I made back then, I'm still friends with now. In pre-primary, I had Mrs. Tuckling. That year, we learned how to read and write. We also learned about other cultures like China. But the thing I remember most was how we had to bring money for people with cancer, for Crazy Hair Day, and Jeans for Jeans Day. That taught us how to care and help for people that we didn't know. When I was in Miss Burnick's class, she taught us how to use our dictionaries, and that came in a lot of help because we didn't know how to spell anything. She also taught us how to tie our shoelaces so we didn't look messy for Mr. Butler. Year 2 was a really good year. We had tadpoles and frogs, but the one distinctive thing I remember was that everyone sharpened their pencils way too much, and at the end of the year, we had run out already. So it taught us that we should always use our things wisely. I can remember when I was in year 3. It was Mrs. Ray's first year. She didn't know where half the buildings were, so we had to show her around a lot. She taught us that when there is someone new or someone who doesn't know where things are, you should always help them around, and most of the time they'll become your best friend. In year 4, Mrs. Anderson was my teacher. She taught me that there is always a positive and a negative. Like, we had a curtain joining our classes, so we could always hear the other class when they were doing Chinese and activities like that. But we could get to maths and English a lot quicker. So she taught us there's always a glass half full or half empty. In year 5 with Mrs. Weston, I remember we had to write a few speeches. So Mrs. Weston said, if you need help, just ask for it. That actually helped us a lot. We all needed help and we got it, so we were really happy and most of our speeches turned out great. As my speech is beginning to end, you may all be thinking, what about my year 6 teacher? Well, don't say anything we can use against you, Miss Hurley. And in true Guildford style, I would like to end in a quote. Yesterday's the past, tomorrow is the future, today's a gift, that's why we call it the present.